What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and make sure I got the crumbs out the beard. I was just eating before I hit the record button. Right? Make sure I'm right. Make sure I'm right. Back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now listen, man. Shout outs to Vice News, bro. They got this video out, man. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it, man. It is the 500 billion. Yes, you heard me say it right. Excuse my southern, you know what I mean, the way I talk. Billion year world of counterfeit. $500 billion a year for counterfeit stuff, bro. Now listen, description reads, Bad Goods is a documentary series for Vice News looking at the worldwide illicit trade market, from wildlife trafficking, counterfeit item selling, sand mining. It will follow key people from enforcement to traffickers at the heart of the trade and explore what is behind the demand of illicit products, bro. Now, when some people think of counterfeit, you only think about counterfeit money. You don't think about the knockoff bags, like handbags. That was huge me growing up, bro. Huge. I sold a few. And say that on the low a little bit, you know what I mean? I sold a few. But I was a kid just trying to figure out how to, make some money. I had like a flea market store, a little booth or whatever set up, and trying to sell whatever I could sell. You go to New York, you go to Canal Street, you wait on the corner of Canal Street, somebody to come tap you on the shoulders, ask you what you're looking for. Then you gotta speak with people. They may not speak your language. You gotta figure out a way to break the communication barrier. If you want what you want for the price that you want, take it back and sell it for the price that you want to make the profit that you want. These are the things you got to do. So you may have to break a few language barriers, try to figure it out, communicate, point, have pictures. So you let those people know what you want. They point you in a direction. They may radio somebody on a little, you know what I mean, handheld walkie-talkie. They may radio somebody, point you in the direction that person see you. He may stand there for a minute looking at you, talking to you. The main thing he's doing is looking around for the cops. He's looking around for the cops, people. Then they take you inside. They may have rooms that got little trap doors to them. You might have to squat down to stand up into something. Yeah, man. All in the name of that money, bro. You do some strange things for some change. But yeah, man, that world, that counterfeit, that knockoff, that world is huge, bro. It is so, like, people forget about it, but it's making money on it. Even sneakers, bro. Think about it. The Jordan knockoffs. Those sell, bro. People can't afford. That's the thing. People want to live a life, and I'm on a rant right now, but so what? We kicking it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I call y'all family. We kicking it. People want to live a life sometimes, man, but they can't afford that life, so they'll go get the knockoff instead to kind of, make themselves feel good. Others to flaunt the others, to make it seem like their life is something that it isn't. You know what I mean? And you also, it's getting to the point where it's hard to tell the difference these days. Have you noticed that? It is hard to tell the difference, bro. So we gonna get into this documentary, man, and check it out. This intrigues me, man. So I hope I got y'all hyped as much as I am to check this video out. You know what I mean? Probably by now, people got a bunch of dislikes because they hate when I go on these, when I talk before the video. They just want me to turn the video on and react and not say nothing. If you here for that and me not to talk, then you're not here for a reaction, bro. I'm giving you a me. This is me. So I understand if you can't rock with it, bro. You got to keep it moving. All right? So if you're new to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button, join the fam. And make sure you do something for me for those people who already hit the dislike button. or going to comment in the comment section where the video actually starts at. Let them know to run the likes up, baby. Let them know that. Let's go.
We are in a museum of counterfeits, when you can find examples of goods that are subject to counterfeiting.
Look, what I tell y'all, bro, the bags, that's supposed to be a Louis Vuitton. Look at the watches. You saw the watches, they be up there with the watches, the shoes, everything I talked about, bro, started off in the video.
Find examples of goods that are subject to counterfeiting. So why would you ever counterfeit a lighter? Well, even though they are cheap, they still offer some margins for profits that counterfeiters exploit. There is lots of costly technology behind these products. All this safety-related aspect, they are costly. To make a chainsaw that is safe costs money. Counterfeiters do not observe any of these norms. These objects can be really dangerous. I would not be willing to get even closer to this one. So you can see in illicit trade everything.
Y'all saw that, right? That was the difference between a 230 and a 50. You saw that, right? 230, $50. Now you see why a lot of people do the counterfeit. But I wouldn't do that when it comes to a chainsaw, though, bro. I'm not doing that. Put my life like that close. No.
Ranging from illicit pharmaceuticals, narcotics, tobacco, alcohol, you name it.
This is a problem that is much bigger than anyone can imagine.
Fake cocoa, fake toys, fake escalators, fake masks that do not meet any safety norms.
Counterfeiters say, I'm going to use the cheapest components that I can. I'm going to sell it for 20% of the price.
Think of all these goods that can be potentially dangerous, like cosmetics.
We've seen how dangerous it is. Some areas of the skin were burned off.
Oh! Bro. Oh, this thing gets really deep, fam. I did not know. Oh my gosh, bro. This is deeper than anything I was talking about. Look at her face. Look at her face. Some things you just can't really go cheap on, man. When it comes to like your hygiene, your facial products and different things like that, you can't really play around like that, man. This stuff really mess you up. You don't even know what they putting in it. You know what I'm saying? Whew. Like, come on, like, knockoff cereal. Some of us, I ain't gonna say we all, some of us never had to go through that, man. I used to hate when my mom would go to the store and not get Fruit Loops, but come back with the Fruitios or whatever it was called. And you know what I mean? You couldn't get the Captain Crunch. You had to get, what it was, Captain O's or whatever it was. You couldn't get, what was the other one? Or the knockoff was Honey Smacks or Smacks. So it was, she was doing the best. I know now, at that time, she was doing the best that she could. You know what I mean? And I was just being a spoiled little brat. You know, but she could go get that big bag for like a few dollars opposed to that one little box for like $3 to $5. You know what I mean? And feed me a lot longer. I didn't know. Spoiled little brat. She come in there with that knockoff cereal, bro. I used to hate it. Used to hate it.
You take your car to a garage. Are you sure that the spare parts in there are really genuine? Do you trust the guy who puts these parts inside?
We are facing a very well-organized criminal enterprise. Consumers don't even know that they are buying fake products.
That's why I told y'all, man, you can hardly tell the difference these days. What's the real and what's the fake?
Hey guys, so we're about to go on TikTok Live. I'm super excited. This is from Foreo, and it's like this little thing.
You're like addicted to that.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Like if you have puffiness, you just do this.
Freo Inc. is the largest seller of beauty tools in the world. Our products are super highly quality tested. We use these medical grade silicones that really keep it reusable for a long period of time.
I have been a fan of Freo for such a long time.
I use the Foreo Luna 3 and the UFO 2. Good night!
In the beginning of 2018, we're doing extremely well. I get a call sort of in the middle of the night. It's from Australia. Well, We've got this issue. One of the toothbrushes caught the bed on fire that they were charging it on. And I was like, wow, that's absolutely shocking to me. This is the real thing. Here's the knockoff version. Turns out, oh, of course, this is a device that looks like a Ferreo product. It's not a Ferreo product. It was, something that was very eye-opening. All of a sudden, I'm online every day looking at eBay and Amazon and Alibaba and Wish.com, and I'm looking going, oh my gosh, there are hundreds, thousands of listings of fake products.
Yo, people be clowning Wish, don't they? Them Wish products, man. You can find plenty of memes about Wish products, right? I think it was somebody had, where's my drinks at? The little AirPod, right? Somebody had one of them. They thought they was ordering this, and then it showed up, and the thing was like this big. It was like this big, bro. They was making fun of Wish, man. But this is a good example too. Some parents don't want to spend the money that costs, so they may look somewhere else, man. They be like, oh man, I can go somewhere and just get you. I can go to Walmart and get you some close enough AirPods for like $10, $15 and do the trick. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. And they may be called not AirPod Pros, but Rare Rod, bro. Just switch a few letters around and make it sound like the same thing.
It's pretty difficult to define what is illicit trade, right? The range is extremely broad. Everything that is not legal in a country is illicit, right? Might be not legal for many reasons, because of tax problems, because of intellectual property right issues. Or there are some goods that can be legal, but they become illicit when traded. Think, for example, of oil or gas. If you smuggle gas without paying excise tax, that becomes illicit trade. The largest sector of illicit trade is counterfeit products. There are lots of goods that one would not even think that they could be counterfeit. Actually, producers of cherries from Tasmania suffer from counterfeiting. The label Tasmanian cherries is somehow a signal of quality, right? And there is lots of cherries that are coming not from Tasmania, sold worldwide, but with this, deceiving label. That's illicit trade. In some cases, people are aware that when they go to a flea market, the pair of shoes that they get might not necessarily be genuine. But the general level of awareness is relatively low.
This is an issue that affects.
Oh, a good example is, I think Kanye is in a I don't want to misquote it, but I think he's in a battle in a legal case with Walmart, right? For kind of them putting out it's either Walmart or one of those companies, man, that has some shoes that very, very, very much so resembled his shoes. And he was taking them to court over it, bro. It happens all the time.
All kinds of companies from many different industries and for all kinds of sizes. Fashion and luxury and sports, cosmetics, toys. But in the more recent years, we are finding fake products in construction and agricultural and machinery. Many have tried to stop this, but it's very complicated. And that was the case of Ferreo.
I'm manually doing this process, right? I'm going through and with Excel sheets tracking hundreds and thousands of listings and submitting reports to Amazon and eBay. After a month, I was like, this is not sustainable. So I started trying to figure out, are there services out there that could help and assist and automate this process?
At Breakpoints, we've produced a very cost-efficient technology. By using image recognition and machine learning, we are able to detect and process 30 million links a day.
Even with my efforts, even with efforts of Breakpoints, it's a process that is ongoing. You're just constantly making sure these counterfeiters are not.
And then that's additional cost of the company that they probably didn't factor in the beginning. Now we gotta pay for this service to track these counterfeits, take them down, and continue to monitor. That way, if somebody throws it up, they're quick on it to get them down, because it's costing us money for this service, and now it's also costing us money on our bottom line because what? It's taken away from our profit. It's taken away from our sales, because now people, instead of looking at us, they're able to look over here for something similar at a cheaper price.
Harming you and, more importantly, your customers.
Technology leads to complex globalized supply chains and also introduce opportunities for criminals to infiltrate these production channels. Whenever we study counterfeiters, we realize that these guys actually do not develop their own ways of transporting products or their own ways of getting to the end consumer. What they do is they just free ride on existing trade solutions, on existing e-commerce solutions.
China is a huge center for illicit trade for a number of reasons. Because it does produce so many legitimate goods and useful goods, there are so many factories that are able to produce these in a quick and easy and straightforward manner.
Any mode of transport employed in legal trade is also employed in illicit trade. Goods come from China. Then they go to many other countries, the European Union, Australia, Sub-Saharan Africa, United States, Latin America, with many transit points on the way. Big containers full of illicit stuff, mixed sometimes with legal stuff. For customs, for police, for other enforcement officials, it is impossible to open every single shipment, every single container. We can estimate that the total value of fakes in world trade amounts to $500 billion annually. This is order of magnitude of GDPs of countries. We should not forget that it's not only about the scale of the problem, but also about its damaging effects. And I'm not only talking about health and safety risks. I'm also talking about financing criminal networks, about corruption that can be driven by illicit trade, poor working conditions in factories that produce counterfeit goods. Trade is great. And I often tend to say, without trade, we wouldn't have most of these goods that surround us. Without trade, we wouldn't have coffee, and without coffee, I die. So trade is good, but it comes with a risk, and we need to have some knowledge to really tell good from bad.
Telling you, man, it's hard. Like, I know when it comes to like the Jordan shoes, you have to pay attention, like the smallest details. So you have to look at the stitching, thread, and stitching in the shoe to be able to tell. Maybe the Jumpman, if they're careless, the Jumpman will look different. Maybe he'll have a belly instead of actually looking like Michael Jordan did in his prime when he was on the court. Maybe this Jumpman got a belly and he looked like Air Gordon, not Air Jordan. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, this is a thriving world that I personally really don't think is going anywhere, bro. I don't. Like you said, it's impossible for them to keep track of every single thing. This stuff is making $500 billion, bro. Yeah, it's crazy, you know? So yeah, man, y'all get at me and let me know what y'all thought. I just thought this was a super, super dope video to sit down with y'all and kick it with about today, man. Y'all let me know what you think. And did y'all think this world was just, you know what I mean, as crazy as it is and producing that much money a year as it is? All right? It's your boy L, man. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Until the next reaction of my peace, y'all stay solid. Ayy.